Woo! Welcome back, traders, and we are going to be getting into stock ticker NIO, baby, Niostock, and that is a little foreshadowing for you guys. Make sure to stay the length of the video, like, and subscribe. Jeez, playing Scrabble with my mouth. Like and subscribe if you find value in this kind of content, and let's just jump right into it because Niostock, it's in an interesting territory. With two different formations, potentially, right, that could be playing out here. One bullish, one bearish, but I want to make sure you guys know the potential outcomes of each pattern and the hidden bullish divergence that I'm spotting on Nio. So we'll get into that in a little bit, but I wanted to start on the Nio daily, and I wanted to start here because you have a very interesting situation here. You're still within our bullish channel here, making higher highs and higher lows. Now, what does that mean, right? That clearly means that you are still bullish, guys. I don't care who says we're not bullish, but until we break this uptrend, we are still on the micro bullish. And to see what we saw today from the general market, regardless of the tariff schmariff news and what's happening with China and monetary policy, right? To see that, let's jump into IWM. IWM had an absolutely gorgeous day. Absolutely gorgeous day. And you look at your daily candle, that is another, I scream from the ledge, another all-time high in IWM at 249. Absolutely freaking nasty, coming off of an increase in volume, almost getting a daily MACD cross. And so why am I bullish here on Nio? Even though you can see, if I pull back up Nio, right, stay with me. If I pull up Nio, I go to the 4-hour, that is a pretty disgusting symmetrical triangle. So seeing this symmetrical triangle isn't great. It isn't ideal to see that we've tested and rejected the 200-day 200-day EMA on the 4-hour chart, especially after breaking above it, testing it, and sending. I really was convinced here that you might see some kind of broader scale recovery. But sometimes these symmetrical triangles do break up, but in case it doesn't, ladies and gentlemen, you are sitting atop that very critical, very crucial uptrend on Niostock, and I would anticipate if you do not break out here, guys, you're seeing that second leg down is what you should expect, and depending on where the break happens, that could take you directly back to your critical resistance, in which I believe you would find a significant bounce at 560. Not only would that be a good area to add shares, but that would be a technical price target on this stock and horizontal resistance to the max. I mean, 560 was really the first level we were talking about on this stock before 771. And I just look at how great that retest would be, but you look at how many tests you've already had. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going back to the IPO, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tests of 556. It is a significant level to hold, and you absolutely, if you're a bull on this stock and you go for the throwback and the confirmation of bullish price action, right? If you get this throwback into the 50-day EMA on the weekly time frame, it is likely, in my opinion, that bulls step in here in a very big way and send this thing to absolute Pluto, confirming 556 as new support, and then going to make that higher high. But even if you don't make it now, guys, I still think you have a very, very good chance of making it before the end of the year to that $945 zone, right? That was our initial target. And so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is that even if you come back here and you fill the gap and you make that retest and maybe even come all the way back to the 200-day EMA and fill this gap too, Does not matter, ladies and gentlemen. Does not matter, because you look at the monthly time frame, you look at the quarterly time frame, you look at this broader move in the market. It is inherently a bullish move. But let's jump into the potential bullish scenario here for Neo, because I believe that this could be taking place, and IWM really validates my theory, in my opinion. Let's see. So we're going to pair this thesis with a couple different things. We're going to look at the RSI, and we're going to look at the potential chart pattern and the volume in which is happening at the moment. Right, so let's bring back up that snip. You can see here from Niostock, you think of this before the move, right? That is your rounding top potentially. And you still have room to come down here, but it would be ideal if you came and you bounced on this uptrend, because not only would you be creating a higher low, you would be confirming this support. And you can see here you have that rounding formation, and we'll go into the volume metrics, but typically a rounding top is extreme volume on the breakout. So rise in volume, right? A trickle down, and then off this bounce. So if we're going to bounce, if we're going to break, we need to see the volume pick up here to make that. It's almost like a horn, right? Think of like a Viking horn, right? Think of that. You almost have a rock and roll sign is how the volume metric plays out. And I'll pull it up here, but you can see ascending, rounding, bullish top. Similar to the symmetrical pattern, this formation starts with increased prices followed by a decrease that flattens out. Formation happens in a clear uptrend. Price bottoms or bounces from the upward sloping trend line and then uses it as the support line. The type of curve is most commonly called a bullish upward breakout. And then it goes into how to trade it, symmetrical rounding top. But what I am most interested in, and I believe it covers it here, the volume that occurs. Where did the volume happen? This was it. Okay, good. So this is the most commonly seen scenario with the rounding top continuation pattern is you see extreme volume from the breakout with consolidation, right? Low volume into horizontal support, boom, an absolute green hammer candle or a green boom boom candle on the volume stick. And that's what we're looking to make if we come all the way back down or if we come and test this support trend line. That is what we're looking like on Niostock. And there's a reason to find some hopium here, right? And it might be just that. It could totally be just hopium. But I'm inclined to believe here that you have hidden bullish divergence. And the reason I believe that is on the price, you're seeing a higher low. On the RSI, you're seeing a lower low. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is textbook bullish divergence, and that's on the 4-hour chart. This is the exact same bull div that we called on Bitcoin and Ethereum going into the start of the week before you saw a 10% day from Ethereum. Now, I'm not saying that it has to happen. These things can oftentimes either take multiple instances of hidden bullish divergence, or it could not play out at all. But this is one reason, paired with your potential rounding top, to believe that you could find a bottom here, and it's possible. Now, if you don't, and this is symmetrical triangle, you're coming back down to that 560 zone. But what do you have to lose averaging down here? I really do believe that this is going to hold down here, regardless of the economic situation. I saw something pretty crazy today saying that the Fed's rates, what is the probability that the Fed cuts, Wait, can't spell. I'm really curious because I'm seeing some betting sites say as high as 90%, which is insane considering the uncertainty in the market right now. Is approximately on October 29th, or 8th and 9th, FOMC meeting is approximately 97% likely to cut a 25 basis point reduction, which is fascinating to see, especially considering the government is still shut down. So we will be covering what the stock is at on that day, and we will be watching very closely because monetary policy like this, when it's that far in approximation or that weight in, oftentimes you see the move trending in to that decision. Oftentimes you see the move happen before the news, right? Because the market is expecting it. And if you do not get it, that could get ugly. That could get really gross. So pray for rate cuts. But seriously, we need some easing on those rates. So Niostock looks very fascinating here. It's fun for me to kind of explain to you guys the rounding top continuation formation. In case you guys did not know, it's a little mic drop knowledge for you guys. Subscribe off that. But in case we don't get that, guys, like I said, it's probable in that case that it is a symmetrical triangle and that you could potentially break this trend line and break the triangle down to 560. So that is my coverage of Niostock. I hope you guys absolutely loved it. Regardless if it's bullish or bearish, guys, we need to watch this stock. We need to analyze and learn how to chart ourselves. That way we can become better traders, right? Let's grow not just our mindset, but let's grow our portfolio together. So I will see you guys in the next video. I'll be doing one on AMC, GME, and potentially a third mystery stock. So stay tuned. I love you all. God bless you and your families, and peace. Woo-wee.